Hello, I'm ISA 36, stepping into Thanksgiving like it was a trap. I have no child like you, my mother shouted, her voice precise. Then the slap came, sharp, unmistakable, before I even had a chance to breathe. 20 years of tension compressed into one searing public lesson. I rose, linen biting my fingers, patience finally snapped. I overturned the altar of approval she had meticulously built. Stay with me. The real fracture hadn't happened yet. Homes can be stunning and cruel all at once. Hours were spent posing for glossy photos, while behind closed doors, silence was rehearsed like choreography. Dad tracked time like a ledger. Peace meant never asking where he had gone. Mom pressed napkins so stiff they could cut. Amanda shone effortlessly, while Jackson drifted through life as if storms never touched him. I memorized the rules. Perfection equaled love. Deviation meant debt. Apologies were expected before I even touched a glass. By fourth grade, I could read her eyebrows like weather reports. A minus in math? Palms damp on the counter. What happened to the other points? No praise. No hug. Piano too rigid. Ballet clumsy. Debate too emotional for display. Every effort filed under not enough, stamped, color-coded, and returned. By high school, the smell of turpentine felt like air in my lungs. Art rooms let me laugh without fear of critique. At home, even joy came with a receipt and return policy. I chose art school. She paced like sirens along hallways. Stability? Not once, she said, slicing bread with calculated sympathy. Dad brokered truces where no one bled and nothing healed. I paid my dues with scholarships, loans, night shifts, and pride. Exhibitions came. Collectors bought. Critics took note. She texted, "Hope your little show went well." Little show. 2 words that lodged behind my teeth. Greg looked amazing in the photos. I walked away anyway. She mourned him as if I had refused a promotion. Supportive men don't last, she warned the silverware. Translation: pick a handler, not a partner, and smile. So I built a studio in a drafty, beautiful warehouse. Invoices late, colors loud, sleep optional, hope persistent. Quiet victories meant survival, loud ones drew blood. The Thanksgiving invite arrived like a summons, not a welcome. Dinner at 4. Confirm attendance. Logistics over love. Zoe offered boundaries like a warm coat in winter. James offered support like a bodyguard for emotions. I declined. Courage, if it came, would be mine. I made cranberry orange relish, chose a burgundy dress, and drove home. The house glowed exactly as the magazines promised. Her greeting was pre-measured, already grating my breath. "You're nearly late. Is that what you're wearing?" Gentle cut. "We already have cranberry sauce, the kind your father prefers." Ridge's ritual reminder. Tradition mattered more than people. In the den, small arms wrapped around my ribs like mercy. But the dining room beckoned, calling court into session. Crystal for the jury. I should have known the verdict was pre-written. I arrived early, burgundy dress and relish in hand. She opened the door like a manager clocking in a tardy employee. 20 minutes before 4. I scanning my hair, shoes, posture. Already judging. In the kitchen, Amanda lined up vegetables like soldiers. Mom peeked in, customs officer style. "We already have cranberry sauce. The kind your father prefers." Ridges. Ritual. Reminder. Tradition trumped people. I slipped to the den. Sophia and Ethan collided with me like sunlight. "After dinner we'll draw," I promised, believing it for a moment. Dad arrived, cologne and unfinished emails in tow. Place cards dictated seating. I landed between Jackson and Ethan. Jackson squeezed my knee, a secret valve. Conversation hovered over brining and shortages. Peace existed, but thin as steam. Then the knives began. "How is your drawing going?" "Not art. Drawing like napkin sketches." "Very well," I said. "Solo show sold most pieces." "How nice," she replied, tone erasing the achievement. "A sensible firm is hiring. Benefits. A real office." Mom compared grandchildren's accolades to my school plays. "Amateur theatrics," she said. I drank water that couldn't drown the ache. Jackson whispered, "Tell them about the American artist." "Magazines aren't retirement plans," she added. I passed the relish. Innovative but unnecessary, she critiqued. When I tried to escape, she cited Greg. I saw his mother at the club. Engaged junior partner, Brooklyn. I nodded, breathing numbers, not words. He had potential, she sighed. He supported your hobby. It's my career, I replied cautiously. We wanted different things. Yes, he wanted a family, she carved. And you wanted to paint in a warehouse. Jackson tried. Her works are in galleries. Stay out of this, she snapped. The room shrank. Forks paused. Even the gravy stilled. I'm happy with my life, I said louder. She smiled. At 36, happiness needs a plan. Savings, property, husband, children. Each word stamped denial across my chest. I tasted metal. Let silence hold the line. My palm gripped the linen like an anchor. Jackson's hand returned, steady for breathing. Some families clink glasses. Ours sharpened compliments into cutlery. I swallowed another answer and felt the room tilt. I should have known her next words would target the children. She honed her smile until it could cut bone. I have no child like you, she said, almost kindly. Steam rose from the turkey. My pulse hammered the crystal. Dad reached for water. Jackson steadied my knee. I inhaled to respond and never got the chance. Her hand wasn't delicate this time. Years of practice made it merciless. The slap landed, crisp, public. Forks froze midair. Sophia's mouth formed an O. The house held its breath. Heat rose to my cheek, while something colder snapped along my spine. Shame tried to speak for me. I told it to sit. I stood. The chair scraped the floor, a wordless declaration everyone understood. If you felt the intensity of that moment, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Enough. My fingers gripped the linen, catching the stubborn stitch at the hem. Sit down, she said, pearl steadying the weight of the command. No, I replied, feeling my spine snap back into place. This is my house, she insisted. Then watch, I told her. I lifted the beautiful lie. No longer pretty, no longer polite, just honest. Glass rang, then shattered. The roast skidded across the table toward the flowers. Wine spread a red sheet over cream, a cartography of overdue truths. Cranberry held its ridges. Dignity slipped away. Tradition hit the floor and stopped pretending it was love. Her gasp sounded like a winter hinge rusting closed. She stared at the wreckage, at the mark of her own hand. This is how you solve problems, she whispered, trembling. This is how I stop being your problem to solve, I said. Dad spoke my name. Patrick moved the children from the doorway. You humiliated me, she hissed, pointing at gravy on silk. You've humiliated me for decades, I said, finally standing tall. Private, public, every carefully curated sentence. That's nonsense, she said. I gave you endless opportunities. You slapped your adult daughter, I said slowly, deliberately. Jackson stepped beside me. She's right. This went too far. Don't be dramatic, she snapped. Help me fix this table. No, he said. The room learned unfamiliar weather patterns. Dad finally stood. Catherine, you need to stop, he said quietly, his voice unfamiliar, like a door he'd never opened. Stop what? She demanded, brittle and blazing. Expecting standards, I said. Calling obedience love, naming harm as help. I'm done performing to preserve your peace tonight. You'll regret this, she warned. You'll crawl back when I'm right. Maybe, I said. But I won't crawl to do it. Silence stretched across the ruined carpet, like cooling wax. This is my boundary, I said. If you want a relationship, respect it. Under your rules, she asked. Under respect, I replied. Non-negotiable. Dad swallowed. Amanda looked torn between choreography and conscience. We can talk like adults, he offered. We just did, I said. I stepped away from the wreckage, lighter than gravity would allow. Where are you going? She asked, unsteady and pale. Toward a life that doesn't hurt to enter, I told her, taking my coat. Jackson matched me without hesitation. Cold air met the heat on my cheek and cooled it. I didn't look back. I had been looking back for years. If you think that crash was the end, you're wrong. What came next cut deeper than broken glass. We hit the porch. Cold air stitched fire in my cheeks. I'm with you, Jackson said. Only if it's your choice. It is. We walked. Dad called. Speaker on. Are you safe? I'm sorry. I should have stood. You should have, I said. You still can. Name it out loud. To her, to yourself. She slapped you in front of everyone. It was wrong. Thank you. From here, my terms. No more mom-filtered updates. If I call, it'll be to hear you. Mom called. Decline. Again. Third time I answered. You have 60 seconds. Respect them. Come back and apologize for that scene. For the slap, she asked. That apology belongs to me, I said. Don't be dramatic. You humiliated this family. You hit your adult daughter. We're not debating, I said. We're setting terms. Term 1, name exactly what you did. It was a slap, and you provoked it. Fail that. No contact until you understand assault. Term 2, no career rescues disguised as love. No job offers, no handlers, no calling my work a hobby. Term 3, respect that survives disagreement. Speak with contempt. I leave or hang up. Boundaries aren't weapons, they're doors. They open for people who knock like they belong here. You'll regret this. Maybe not tonight. I ended the call. Zoe opened her door. You table-flipping legend. We ate. Grief simplified hunger. I laid out the night. Jackson filled the gaps. That wasn't a tantrum, Zoe said. It was a boundary. I don't feel heroic, I admitted. I feel scraped clean. That's how beginnings sound, she said. Jackson, no more overnights there. New holidays this year. I want that, I said. In the bathroom, the print on my cheek faded. On the couch, I forged a key sentence. If you speak to me with contempt, I will leave. I repeated it until it fit my mouth. Canvases waited like unopened doors. Paint became a way through. Tomorrow would bring counteroffers, but I had a map and consequences to match. I texted Dad. Keep naming it where it counts. Amanda texted, I'm sorry. Call after the kids sleep. I typed tomorrow. We'll say it there, not here. James, proud of you. Need me there. Tomorrow. Tonight, I keep the quiet. Victory wasn't fireworks. It was a lock clicking. The door stayed shut, but the key finally turned. Morning arrived quieter than I remembered quiet could be. Zoe made coffee. Jackson mapped logistics. I mapped my heart. 2 calls. Therapist, then gallery owner. If I couldn't fix yesterday, I could frame it. Dr. Winters listened like oxygen listens, without asking me to shrink. Your reaction wasn't madness, she said. It was proportion. Homework. Name the pattern. Name the boundary. Name the cost. Practice the sentence until it becomes muscle memory. In the studio, canvases waited. Brush in hand, I painted the table breaking into sky. Cranberry red like a lifetime of rules, a chair standing upright. Vertebrae aligned. The series, family dynamics. It moved like weather. Review night, collectors, critics, the curious and kind. Jackson stood beside me. Zoe glowed. James squeezed my hand. Sold stickers bloomed along the walls like small mercies. Then my parents arrived, formal and unsure. Dad's hug was warm and late. I accepted it. Mom circled the canvases like orbits circling a truth. At the centerpiece, she paused. Eyes fuller than her voice. Your work is very powerful, she said. No barb, no leash. I nodded. Thank you. I hadn't traded boundary for blessing. After that night, calls ended at the first sign of contempt. Visits ended at disrespect. Progress was a dial, not a switch, but the dial moved. By November, an invitation arrived. Softer now. Your place setting is here if you change your mind. No pressure. I believed the text and still said no. I cooked with my chosen family under paint-splattered lights. We ate at my work table, where mess means something is living. Jackson carved. Zoe toasted. James said, grace for stubborn hope. No one graded the plates. No one graded my face. Laughter rose without permission slips or post-meal notes. I used to think love was earned by flawless performance. Turns out, love is proven by how it survives disagreement. Mine survived by becoming selective, honest, and beautifully conditional. That's not cruelty. It's stewardship of time, heart, and breath. Sometimes you must flip the table to set the boundary. Sometimes you must walk away to open a door. Sometimes the family you build is the one that keeps you. I chose boundaries, not bitterness. Distance, not disappearance. Peace, not permission. Have you ever stood up to a toxic family pattern? Share how you found your courage in the comments. If you've been through this, know you're not alone. Truly. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it.